See, for many people, is a problem to live and to survive, and this is the truth. The truth is, you want to go check the index, the reports, the poverty index, report index about economy, all of the indexes that you'd like to go and check. I want you to go and check that, okay? In order to have some sense of exactly where the world is, where South Africa is, where America, the British, and everybody else, the Northern European, wherever. I want you to go check the right indexes so you can have an understanding of where we are. I'm talking to you as an individual person right now who's listening to this video, that as an individual person, where are you? Because I want you to understand something, that that in the end, you got yourself and nobody got you. You got yourself. And I'm talking about, I'm not, maybe somebody is thinking, no, I got my parents, okay? I got my parents. Somebody say I got my husband. Somebody be like, maybe I got my wife, I got this, there's people that you're hoping that you got them in terms of how they can be able to help you through in terms of your life. And I'm talking about, as you all know, I talk about income. I'm talking about income because the reason I'm talking about income is because it's going to be difficult for people to have income. If you think it's difficult right now for people to have income, and I'm talking about South Africans, ordinary South Africans, more particularly black African, if you think it's difficult right now, wait until even the freebies are no longer there. Okay? Wait until you see what exactly difficult is and what difficult means. I was talking to that a friend of mine. I was saying this situation is too volatile the way that it is, because you see, I want you to understand the engineering of this country in a sense that the development of the country does not necessarily mean the development of the people or improvement of the people. Here's the thing: when I for example, you see, you want to be careful of how you listen to when people like leader of DA Helen Zille, when they speak, for example. You want to open your ears very attentively and listen because you're gonna hear, you have to listen to what they are saying and not what they are saying, but you need to listen what they are not saying through what they are saying. You want to be able to listen to what they are not saying, and if you cannot be able to listen and get the message, then I don't know. Nobody can help you. But basically, these are not the people that have got solutions for black people and for South African people. They're not. These are the people that talk about improving things from where they are. Their ticket is about improving things. Okay? It's about moving forward, improving things, gaining, doing this. And not being aware that for other people, it's not about improving from where they are. It's about completely transforming where they are. Completely changing where they are, changing the circumstances and the lives that they live and their situations first before. I mean, when we talk about transformation of education, for example, nobody understand. I mean, they likes of Helen Zille and their people, they don't understand what that really means. They don't understand. It doesn't get to them. They don't understand what we mean by that. They only understand the words that we say, because it's English language. You can hear the words, but they don't understand at a deeper level what exactly is the message behind why we need the education system to be changed altogether. The structure of it, the aims, the objectives of it, the mission of what they think they want to achieve with the education, especially the basic education and the higher school education. it needs to completely change, and not slightly, not a little bit. A whole complete thing needs to change. The only thing that could remain is just the hours maybe of going to school, or if they're gonna be wearing uniform, or yeah, just keep the uniform. I don't know. Maybe I don't know, but entire curriculum, books, content, the delivery of it, the objectives, and the what necessitate it, and what's the whole point of having this so-called education, it needs to completely change, because this we've been handed over, we've been given to implement, to do. It's not something that we chose, that hey, we the people, we choose this, we'd like this. It's something that is being put through, and we just have to plug inside that and continue with it. But in the end, the education system, it needs to be engineered by us, the people. We need to decide what is it that we need based on the necessities and the needs that we have as a society, the kind of challenges that we have currently. We've got challenges currently that needs to be addressed, and those challenges, they need to be addressed. They can only be addressed if we are able to re-engineer what our young people focus on, and what they do, and what content of knowledge do they have, what sort of mannerism do they understand themselves to be, okay, and what's the approach that they have for the world, okay. Now, I'm just afraid that we've got so much influential people and influential culture around among black people, that is absolutely scary. That is absolutely defeating. And when you're looking at that, okay, and because this is what I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about income. As always, I want to talk about income. I want to talk about income, because my purpose is my goal is to be able to see many people who've got their own income pipeline. I want to see people being able to create their own income structures. I'm not talking about people having to find jobs. That's a secondary thing. Finding a job is a secondary thing. The primary thing, people need to know, how are they gonna be able to get income without necessarily having to go beg somebody. When I say beg, I'm not saying not ask from anybody and be arrogant and be some not thinking person and do things like you're not sensible in your head. I'm talking about not necessarily being a society that otherwise cannot live completely, cannot survive unless you go back some one person to save you as a society. So I think, you see, because basically we have this we have this intrinsically, this culture as black people, the culture of bragging about stuff, the culture of thinking that when you have food, you have a cars, you have a house, you have all these nice things that you buy with money, that gives you some sense of importance as a person. This is a delusion. And if you really feel strong about it, so you need to know you're a victim of some sort of a engineered system, okay? I mean, you want to look at the kind of people that, I mean, I don't mean to bash people that go to Durban July. I'm just giving an example about this type of event, and the type of people that go there, and the type of things that they do there, and the way in which they behave and they carry themselves with relating to the things that they do there. And what's the whole point of the whole stuff that they do? Okay? I'm afraid that we've got very much wrong influencers and wrong influential culture of people, especially to our young people, or even more particularly to young people, because these are the future. The young people are the future. So you need to be able to map out the future of young people based on what you're seeing right now currently, about the kind of people, either people that are in leadership or the people that are just influential people that influence the young people. Remember, young people, they don't choose who influence them, okay? They don't choose. They don't get to choose like, oh, at least when you're older, you're in your teens and stuff like that. But generally, even at your teens, young people are generally just ignorant. Anything else that comes to them and they feel that they like it at an emotional level, they go for it. They don't make a reasoning of, no, this is just not junk and this is not junk. They cannot be able to separate from that. Okay? So now you want to look at the kind of culture that we've built, and I'm using the Durban July culture about the type of culture of people that we've built, that we are becoming. It's a very insane and crazy type of thing, where somebody's got a Mercedes Benz, somebody's got a nice BMW, somebody's got a nice vehicle somehow. Somehow somebody, basically like I'm saying, somebody's got more food. Because those things, all of them, they spell, I call them food, okay? They food. Food is not only for eating, I'm just saying. Because all of the whole thing is, it just points down to that. And somebody else does not have food. And you think it's fun, and you find fun in bragging about the things that you've got to somebody that does not have. Like, I don't understand how this thing makes sense to anybody. You see? So, my thing I'm trying to explain here is that our society, we do not want it to be inspired by the type of people that go to Durban July, that does the Durban July stuff, that behave the way that they behave, that some things in the world should not make sense, that they have to they have not to care about how they carry themselves and how they behave in as far as the status quo of black people is concerned. And these are microcosm. This is a poverty situation. They are expression of poverty in the sense that they enjoy it. They enjoy it and it makes money for them. But it is hurting the majority of young people that are watching them. It's not helping them. It's corrupting their minds. It's corrupting their bodies and their operational systems. And if you don't get it, it's okay. You'll get it some other day, some other time. What I'm trying to get at with this is, I'm not bashing people, because I know people will be coming to me. It's like, hey, no, why you say this about this, you say about that. It's okay. What I'm talking about culture, not individual people. Obviously, individual people, they just happen to become part of what they makes the culture. But the culture itself is a thing to talk about and to reflect on. Because even today with black people, we still continue thinking, I'm putting some chains here, I'm putting some gold and stuff like this, and makes me look important. Makes me look like, hey, you see, my life is like a big deal, eh? My life is a big deal. You can see me, I'm going to Durban July. You see, as me, I'm going to have, because I'm going to spend the money that I have. Well, that can be nice and fun, but it doesn't reflect any wise thinking in how this type of cultures we create them. It's not. And I'm giving an example with using this type of events. And there are lots, and there's a whole culture. Durban July happens in smaller Durban Julys every day in our lives. Ekasi everywhere. It happens every day. It's just that this one is like a big one, okay? I'm just giving an example of this type of behavior. If I'm trying to let you as a young person I'm talking to, even if you're an old person, if you're an old person, you're an adult, please share this video so that many other young people, they can see it. Alright? You don't want to watch this video alone. You want to also share it, have other young people watching it as well, so that they can get the valuable information. This information is valuable for them. It's valuable for them because they are the ones that there's the ones that are the future. Okay? So I'm saying that the lessons of exactly what is it that we desire of the future lies in how we carry ourselves and how we do things and the meaningfulness of what we do. How bankable is what we're doing, okay? How sustainable it is that in terms of societal construction? Because if you're saying, no, I don't want to construct no society, what do you mean? That's your problem, because now you're probably not exposed to the necessity of that, and that's a problem. So in that case, we can only speak to those that are already been exposed to the necessity of what is it that they need to do, the necessity of their responsibility of the future. Because whether you like it or not, you are responsible for the goddamn future. Your future, yes, that's fine. But your future is small. Not so long, poop, goes away. You're done. Isn't it? You don't live forever. Nobody does. But there's a future of other people that is coming after you. and even after those other ones, and all of those features somehow they dependent on yours. And I'm talking about epistemology. I'm talking about how they're gonna be living around, the cultures, the structures, the infrastructure. Okay. Now, what I want to talk about is income, as always. I want to ask this question. To say, how are you making your income? The reason so I had this other guy, you probably have seen the video of this guy. There's a Durban July guy too. He's driving a nice car and all this sort of thing. So he speak on the video, he say, this is the weekend for the people abanga sebez, abanga na metric, abanga na diplomas, the certificate, whatever. The people who are not educated, basically say this is the weekend for those. It's not for weekend for people that are working and they're getting salaries and they're getting pay overtimes and stuff like that. So if you are getting paid salaries and overtime and stuff like this, is not yours. This is for the people that have got a lot of money, and basically citing that they've got a lot of money for the fact that they did not go to school, or they have money and they don't go to school, they didn't have to, whatever, they drop out and stuff like that, because that's kind of like the kind of promotion of, they promote that sort of culture or whatever. You understand? So it kind of like got me very much thinking about that type of guy. And I look at that guy, I'm thinking, you're very much fashionable, man. Many people like how you do things and what you're doing and what you're saying. And you're going to get a lot of young people aspiring to the kind of that you say, okay? And sorry for my language. I nearly said the shit that he's saying. Okay? But that's the problem that we have with our society, okay? So we have a problem of separating foolishness away from what is wiser. Isn't it? This is the whole point of life. Being able to separate the two. That this I separate from this. Okay? I separate ignorance from responsibility. Is it the whole point? So if we are able to, as a society, be able to select and separate ignorance away from responsibility, that this is responsibility, this is ignorance, then we are able to live through. But if you combine the two, you make one, it becomes a thing that you cannot be able to deal with. It's unreversible. It's something you cannot understand. And you cannot have a reverse on it. Okay? Now, I'm talking about that. I'm asking the question. And again, those people that gentleman is talking about are the same people who I think it's important for them to listen when I talk about income. And when I talk about income, I'm not talking about this personal income. The people that they tell you that they go to the university, they learn how personal would Ramsey and all these other people. Then they talk about how you can save money. You get money, get paid, you save money, all of these things. I'm talking about the system of generating income. How is your system of generating income? Because the only time that we can be able to build a better society, a better future of a society, that's if everybody has got some sense of income. And mind you, I want you to understand, I'm not talking about jobs right now. Jobs. Because this is a political people language. They talk about jobs. Politicians, they get paid to talk about stuff. Okay? So, whenever they talk about improving people and improving the livelihood and equality of people, they talk about jobs. All of them, they talk about how we can create jobs. Despite the fact that they will never do that, they're not capable of creating those jobs. They will never even, you know what I mean? They don't even do the proper analysis to see what is necessary, what needs to happen exactly. All they do is just to say the things that the people who are listening to them, they will love hearing those things. So I want you to take your mind a little bit away from all of that and to be able to think about the sustainability of people as income, not so much as jobs, because income is not necessarily, does not mean job. Income, it means some way of contribution and getting something back from the contribution of that thing that you did. This is what income is. Income, it means what you get from contributing in some type of a way. You can contribute by selling a product, by selling a service, helping somebody, developing something, many things, selling somebody else's thing, collaborating with other people in order to help them, and in return you get paid for that. Service and product. This is what makes income. Okay, so at the end, even if you're talking about a job, it's okay, but in the end, the people that are having the jobs that you're talking about, those jobs, they are working for a company that the duty of the company is to make service and product selling. In the end, even if somebody else, you're looking at it as a job, but the business owners, they're not looking at it as a job for them. Or rather, what they get around with, they get around with services and products. Exchanging services and products. It's just that they're asking you to come through and become extra hands in achieving that. Okay? So, whenever I talk about income, I want you to think about that. I'm not talking about the money that you're getting paid from a government job that you've got, or private job that you've got, or whatever that you've got. I'm talking about how we can be able to restructure the way in which money comes to us. How you're earning money. What is the channel? What is the way that you're earning money? Does your earning money require you not to be free mentally, not to be free body-wise, in order to be able to get that income? Because if that's the case, then that's what I'm saying. It's not sustainable. And eventually, because you have to live through this social setting, then you're obviously going to be creating cultures like the Durban July type of cultures, and people, how they think. They don't think separate what's important or what's not important. All to them is just about life must supposed to be nice and jolly and juicy. But not thinking that there's tomorrow. And tomorrow is dependent on how you're shaping it today. It depends on today, how you're shaping it. I mean, when we say there's tomorrow, we're talking about life, about our lives. We're not talking about the sun that's gonna rise tomorrow and the clouds are gonna be there and there's gonna be oxygen and air and water. Obviously, that stuff is gonna be there for sure. But the question is, income is not natural. Income is created by us men. Men, when I say men, I mean human. Okay? It's a man-made income. So income is created. Income does not rise as the sun rises tomorrow in the morning. Okay? It comes after you have put together structures that create that income. And those structures are managed every day. And they are managed by many layers of how you carry yourself with regards to, in relationship with those structures that you've put it. Okay? So, it's not only, like I said, on the other video, if you go listen to other video, I talked about how it's not about having the money. It's about helping each other to create a sustainable situation where everybody has got some sense of ability to create income. My whole job is to help some other people to be able to create income themselves, because this is the issue. Income is the issue. It's the issue that everybody jump on the bandwagon and they want to say they speak for the people. The politicians, they want to politic for the people. People, they say they want to represent people in the parliament, in the places, everywhere. They want to talk about the lives of people. They say they want to help people. All of those people that call people our people, you must know, what all they're trying to do is they are trying to come up with a situation where people have got some form of living. Okay, so if that's the case, and when we trace back the issue, we can find that, oh, actually, if we can fix the issue of income for people, then we'll fix the problem. Isn't it? The problem is the issue. The issue, inequality, is because there's no equal income in the households of white people and black people, for example, even Indian people, whatever. Because now there's more. There's a whole lot going on right now. There's a whole lot going on that I'm saying that South African young people, they need to think about this carefully. They need to think about it carefully and stop being too jolly and too nicey here. Stuff is not going well. Things are not going well. Things are not well, and things need you. Things need you to come and pay attention and attend to those things for this country. Young people, I call on you that this country needs you right now. Labo Matala, Lab, and all of these people that they think they're leading us, they think they are representing us. No. They're not. They're not representing us. They are just in positions of politics whereby they're supposed to politic and they're getting paid for it. I ask the other friend of mine, I say, my man, tell me this. If you're looking at the politics, okay, the politician, forget about politician. I'm giving a scenario, okay? I'm saying, here's a scenario. You have been assigned to do some other job, okay? And that job is to solve a certain problems of people. Let's talk about inequality, okay? To solve inequality problem. You've given the job to solve inequality problem, and you are getting paid for it. You are making a living out of it, okay? And do you think you will be able to solve the problem? Because if you solve the problem, you will be unemployed. You're not going to have a job. So if you think this type of politicians and this kind of leaders that we've got, if they really want to be, will they even solve some of the problems? Because some of these problems, they pay them. They bring money to their pocket, okay? They are supposed to be there, supposed to like representing us, representing people and stuff like that. And they're getting paid to do that. Guess what? They will forever do that. In fact, the psychology of the logic, the human logic would be that they must create even more problems in order to get more pay. This is logic 101 logic. Okay? If you can see that these are the characters of type of people that enjoy chelete, enjoy money. These people enjoy money. You understand? You can see that they are the type of characters that money drives them crazy. Resources, having wealth and money in their pockets and big cars and stuff like controls how their psychology, their lives. Then clearly you need to be then to conclude that these are the type of people that they will forever practice what they practice if it's a distraction that brings more money to them. I'm saying. I want you to think about it properly in that manner. And that's why I'm saying that we've got the young people that do not know that they are leaderless. They are drinking, they're drunk every day, they are moving around, they're outlandish, they're so ignorant all over the place. They don't need, because they think somebody else is taking care of things. They think they're adult leaders, old men and women they're taking care of things. Guess what? They're not. They're not taking care of things. They are looking to get money for their families and their friends and other people. That's what they do. You can be able to look at them and observe the kind of characters that they are. You don't need to look further. Go check them. Go check them. What are the type of people, how they behave, and listen to them when they talk. Listen to them. When you listen to them, listen to what they are not saying through what they are saying. Okay? So my calling is this, that I want to see young people of this country gathered together, helping themselves. I'm not saying politicking. If they want to politic, yes, you can politic however you want to. If you want to go think you're going to pray Jesus Christ in the church and you pray that something's going to happen, go and pray for Jesu. Jesu maybe will help you. But in as far as things, reality is concerned, there's no Jesu that's going to help you with no focal. And there's no even Jesu, nothing going on over here. Okay? So I want you to understand that you are the ones that are supposed to gather together, and you're the ones that are supposed to be able to help each other. Are the ones. You are the ones. And there are no other people that got you. You got yourselves as young people. You got yourselves. And if you're not going to unite and work together to try and create ways in which you can transform the income system for the future youth will be effed up, I'm saying. The future youth won't be able to do nothing with this system. As rotten as hell. It's crazy. It's crazy. It has gotten to that point where the system is collapsing, and now there's no control of it. It's out of control completely across the world. You go to the Americas, you go check it, you go everywhere, you go Far East, you go Middle East, you go northern side. The system not working. The guys in the northern side, obviously, they're doing lots of management. They don't have a lot of population of people to deal with and that sort of things. So there's a complete kind of like a structure that they put together in the northern side, if you could check it, okay? So, but the kind of problems that we've got right now, the challenges that we've got right now as a country does not need us to politic and hope Helen Zille is going to create jobs for us. No jobs that are going to be created by Helen Zille, okay? So, Helen Zille is not interested in helping the black people. She's not representing you. I'm saying this is exactly what it is. it's not politicking, okay? It's you being reminded by who exactly has got good interest for you and who does not have good interest for you. You need to see that for yourself. I don't understand why people they don't see that for themselves. Isn't it you have to listen to the people that they say they represent you? And listen to them carefully. Open your your ears, and listen to them. And listen to what they say and listen to what they are not saying. Then you can make your own conclusion about it. It's not a question of being convinced or not being convinced about certain things. Certain things you just have to listen for yourself. If you're this, I think from age of 21, young people at the age of 21, 22s, they formulate some kind of like logic of deduction, being able to think about things properly and processing their ideas and their thoughts, and be able to come up with some form of conclusion based on what they see. Something we call judgment, okay? Not judgment of judging people, but judgment of data. I think if we cannot be able to do that, which somebody else once said we take the whole entire about the whole from when we give birth to our children, we give them to the school that educate them. Basically, it's like we're losing the whole life until they get to be like age of teens, 18 or something. After they pass matric, that's when they actually start their lives from one year